Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Life is Better with Music with Gavin and Mitchell. Another eventful weekend full of band, just like last week. We've had four more Bands of America shows,
Yes,
a bunch
sir.
more statewide competitions, a lot of stuff. And technically, we don't have videos of it, but they did have that show choir fair this last week, I think. Unless
Hmm.
that's next week. I'm not sure. I think it was either this weekend or next weekend that was going to be, but there may have even been a show choir fair. So we got so many performances going on. Um, Before we get started, I have a new PC. You guys can't see it, but I'm running off of like a new desktop PC I bought the other day. It's like it's a cyber power PC instead of a MacBook. Obviously, all my setup's the same, like the mic's the same, the camera's the same, but like on my end of things, it looks so much better and I can not have to worry about lagginess all the time. I can just kind of do whatever I please. Um yeah, but moving on from that, we had a lot of band this week. Yeah, lots of exciting things. I know Mitchell has some things he wants to dive into. I know some of his home bands kicking some butt, not just
Yep.
not just Carmel. Um, but I do want to say is I'm worried about Tarpon because Seminole Sound is this weekend, but there's a hurricane down south.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I was
Yeah,
about to say I need to text a couple people.
USF is out of school till Friday already. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so I don't know how Saturday is gonna go. With I don't think there's gonna be a competition. I don't. Last time I checked, they have
There's
not canceled Seminole Sound yet.
there's
So
probably
Tarpon,
not. There's no
but
way.
yeah, so Tarpon may miss out on another performance. Well, not another one, but they may miss out on a performance, which also kind of and also rehearsals, like a whole week of rehearsals. Like
Hmm.
that's a lot. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's a little.
Tarpon's used to like getting rained out of rehearsal to where they have to go inside, but it's like because we're Florida, but a whole week of nothing and it like evacuation because Pinellas County has like an evacuation thing going on or something. Like
Oh,
it's
do they
pretty bad.
really?
Yeah, it's pretty bad down there.
Man.
I mean, it's like basically going like right through Tampa,
Oh, is it? Okay.
and with being the peninsula on the peninsula, like you're surrounded with water, so wherever the wind's going, like it's gonna storm surge. It's gonna bring the water on, and with it raining so much, like I think honestly, it's gonna be worse for Tampa with this hurricane than it was with Irma.
Really?
And I mean, Irma was bad, but like it went right through the middle of Florida. It wasn't like,
Really?
yeah, we only missed, I think we missed a week of rehearsal, but that was madness. That like no one really cared about missing a week of rehearsal with madness.
Man, you're just man. Why are you
It's,
dogging it?
it was okay. Listen, you had to perform it. I
I
love madness, I do, but when the mellophone section that year got like all of our good parts cut, there was literally something called mellophone cut day. Just because
man.
we just because like 90% of us could not play the opener in tune.
I love that.
Yeah, so they took it all out. Well, it's funny. We couldn't play it in tune, so we took the fast notes out, but then gave us chords, which is
Man.
which is like curious to me. We weren't in tune on ba da ba da ba da ba da 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 ba da ba da. So we went ba bum bum ba 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 ba, and we joined back in on that part. And then they like he cut the like whole high brass feature from us, so that was a whole thing. But no,
Man.
madness like radioactive, enter Sandman.
Oh, that's
Like
right.
you can't even you can't even say anything to me. Like intro to part four. We get yelled at anytime we were jazz running in part four for being flashlights because it was eight mellophone players like 4 of us were new. Like half the section was new. So it was like, what do you expect? A bunch of flashlights. But moving on from that, yeah, I think Tarpon's gonna miss out on a show, which is
Well,
not
it's not
good.
it's not their control. There's nothing that they can do about it.
Yeah, but again, every performance and
I
uniform and a
mean,
competition
hear me
setting
out
helps.
though. If they get all their kids and they get a couple buses and say, "All right, kiddos, in order to make another performance, let's just go sign up for BOA Louisville this week."
Yeah, because Tarpon's made of money,
Bro,
Mitchell.
money grows on trees, don't you know? I got my
Yeah,
money tree right outside my apartment.
because we're sponsored by Disney, right?
Yeah, I know. Just call up
Uh-huh.
Disney,
Just
call
like
them
you
up and be
guys are
like,
sponsored by Lucas Oil Stadium.
bro,
I said
I
it.
whatever
No,
works.
sorry. You're sponsored by Bands of America.
Ah, there it is. Yeah.
Official music for all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We know. We know. Blue Devils is with drum corps too. That's okay. Speaking of drum corps, Vanguard Cadets is not fielding a corps.
Yeah, I saw that. And I'm gonna be honest, I know a couple people in the Corps, and I've heard some very disturbing things about it. As in, Vanguard just doesn't care about their feeder organization. They just say they're basically just like, screw you guys, you're not good enough for the A Corps. We'll just throw you in the B Corps. And they just, from what I've heard from a couple people, is that they just don't care about the B Corps. And so they're like, screw it.
And again, like I can see where that can come from is like, okay, well, this is Santa Clara Vanguard. This is our main focus. But don't make another organization that feeds into this huge core that operates and it performs great, and then just throw it out on the limb like you don't
Right.
care. Like
My
if
thing about
I
it,
get the price increase, I get that. Trust me, it's expensive for all of us. $4 a gallon for gas a couple months ago was not fun, and it's kind of creeping back up there. But all the cores dealt with it. Everyone dealt with it. But that's where, like what you were saying, is like they're kind of just throwing it
I just
after they won a season too.
it's
Like
not even that. It's more of
defending
the fact
champs.
of I just I mean, I will acknowledge that yes, it is a feeder core, but I'm gonna be honest, it kind of hurts to say like, it's like if you're a performer, like if I was in SCVC and I tried out
Defending
for
champ now.
well, no, it's not even that. It's, let's just say I auditioned for SCV and they're like, well, you're not good enough for SCV, but you're good enough for SCVC.
But we don't have it right now. Like not
Well,
this
it's not
season.
even that. It's just more of the, like, hey, you're not good enough for us. We're just gonna throw you here. And it's just
And that's
it's
your
very
choice to take
confusing.
that though.
Right, right. And it is your choice, but at the same time, it's just I don't know how I like feeder cores. I mean, I guess, like good for them.
I think every
It's just
core except for like Blue Devils can
and
be considered a
codes,
feeder core in some
like any of
in
the top
some manner.
four, any of the
Like
top four on any year is like
any
Crown is not a feeder core. Vanguard is not.
well
Devils and
that's why I'm saying
codes.
like you could even argue like certain top cores could feed into Blue Devils just to get drum corps experience. That's what I'm saying. Like I could go to
Right.
Crown and be like, huh, I feel like I'm good enough to be in Blue Devils. Let me go feed on over there. Or same thing with Blue Coats. Like people got cut from Blue Coats and went to Blue Devils. Like
I know a couple
that's
people that got cut from cadets and went to Blue Devils.
that's what I'm
Alex.
saying. Like a bunch of people can like feed, and that's why I say Blue Devils because I don't think I've never heard of anyone going to Blue Devils to feed in the Blue Coats or like
Yeah.
Santa Clara Vanguard. But I know
No.
what you mean. Like I hate the word feeder corps because they're all
Yeah, it's just
cores. It's an
not.
organization, but that's what the programs do. Blue Devils C and B. What are those?
Yeah,
Feeder
Colt cadets. What
corps.
are those? Yeah.
Like all these cores have
It's
these
just
mini core.
I feel bad for actually, you know what? I'm gonna try to find because I know one of my friends on Facebook posted a long paragraph about it real quick. Because I did not think about that. Let me just find
Well,
it real quick.
I don't think we ever addressed kind of some of the most recent drum. I'm like, sorry guys, but music, drum corps, Crown also cut all their perk staff.
I saw that.
Yeah, we never talked about that a couple
Oh,
weeks
we
ago
we haven't
either.
talked about this. Keith Ty from Blue Knights is now at the Cavaliers for the brass caption head.
Oh yeah, I saw. Yeah, we've skipped over a lot of drum corps news, but
That's
a lot of things have happened in
crazy.
drum corps world in this offseason so far.
Needless to say, so I found the thing. So basically, it's from someone who marched in 18 in Santa Clara Vanguard Cadets 18. This is where I'm saying like it just doesn't feel right to be a feeder corps. It says from those on the outside, we are met with, oh, so you weren't in the real Vanguard, and now from the inside, we are outwardly seen as expendable. That's
honestly, if I was in that position, that's how I would feel as well.
Oh, I 100% would be.
If I only got to Blue Devils B, and I had a Blue Devils B core jacket, or any of that, or someone's like, "Oh, you were in Blue Devils?" Like, yeah, Blue Devils B. Oh, so you weren't in the A core? It's like that's what a lot of people would probably say,
and that's what I hate about it. Yeah, I hate that. Obviously, a little bit of what I kind of did. That's kind of along my thing, but the same comment, it says being told that we just need to trust the board's decisions in spite of us all knowing the same things were said about the SCV indoor guard, which has been on hiatus since 2017. This, and especially when the BD and SCVC in 19 were told that, no, you're not going to Indy. You're just going to go around California. Why? COVID wasn't a thing yet. And obviously, I know it's expensive to bring a core to Indy, but come on. That's honestly,
and this
I'm
is
going to be honest at this point. Shame on it. I'm going to say it. I will say it so you don't have to. Shame on Santa Clara. Shame on their performing arts organization. Shame on them for making this decision. Awful decision. I'll say it right now. I will outwardly say it. Awful decision. I don't care if you're dealing with money. This is not what you need to do.
This is my personal thing. Is like I'm a competitive person, and now I kind of throw out, like I was saying, defending champs.
Oh, that too. Yeah, that's
so now issue. So now you're telling them after they won that season that they're not expendable. They won a season, a great season for them, like an amazing season for them. They were the open
PDB.
class world champs.
Yeah, they beat PDB. They beat everyone in open class.
And this is where I get into the BOA. Like if you win Grand
Nats, come back.
World Championships, you should come back as the defending champ to defend your title. Because in theory, in technical terms, if I was in Tarpon 2014 and Cage 2015, we should have gone. That was a great show.
Right.
But then in 2016, I can kind of show up, be like, oh, since we didn't come in 2015, we're still kind of a defending champ.
No, that's Broken Arrow.
There's a 2015 world champion or grand national champion. Like, I think we should just call BOA also world champion, but I don't know.
Yeah, well.
Because I kind of end up calling it that anyway. But
yeah.
But it's you can't say with a show choir, like for us, the only time it was understandable is we won in 2019 with show choir. 2020 was canceled.
Right. And that's understandable.
So then in 21, we were the defending champs and then we didn't go. So then now we're no longer the defending champs because someone has won.
I mean, Vandergrift got to keep Kevin over COVID, so.
Well, and that's
they turned him back. They returned him back in 21 at San Antonio.
But they didn't win 2020. They just kept him at home.
Yeah.
Like no one was even supposed to be doing anything, so it's just leave him here.
Why is it? Yeah,
they'll go back. Like
let him build his nest for another year.
Yeah, let him pop a squat. They won't see it in a while. No, I'm kidding. No, I love Vandergrift. I love their show that year. Deserved to win. But I think Hebron also had a great show.
Thank you.
But moving on,
we're gonna move on from that.
If you can't just take it in high school terms, it's a lot more understandable.
Yeah,
Tarpon from Florida, they can't come every year. If we had the money, we definitely probably would. But this is what we do. We go indie, date in year, indie, date in year. So we get a world championship, then a WGI championship, a Grand National, WGI. We go back and forth.
Right, but
So it's
I think if this is a money issue for Vanguard, then I'll say it. Don't spend as much money on props and uniforms
well, I mean,
because
Vanguard, I love you, but the uniforms this year looked
we're
cheap.
not it. They looked,
And that makes me
very,
kind of question where Vanguard is financially if they got rid of their indoor on hiatus.
and yeah, it's been on hiatus since 2017,
And
which is
now
awful.
they're throwing the open class core to hiatus. Like, are your core fees not like paying for everything? Or like, I get that it's expensive, but I don't see like Boston or Blue Devils or Blue Coats throwing away these other things that help build your performing arts organization and feed into your organization.
Right.
And
And I don't agree with what happened. I think it's wrong. And I think that I'm gonna say it again. Shame on Vanguard's performing arts organization. I don't care if you don't have the money. You need to come out right out and say it. Hey,
and
we
that's
don't have the
where
money to feasibly produce
it's
this.
either money or there's something under wraps that we may not know. And that's where I kind of bridge into like Crown percussion staff. Why would they just cut the full staff?
Well,
And
know
I
a
get
little
I
bit.
know why. I know why. But from the outside point of view, just cutting the whole staff. Yeah, usually there's a captain head. He brings his people, her people, he or her. They bring their people, and then when that person leaves, they'll usually go with them. Gino,
All right.
for example,
Brought all of his
cadet
cadet staff
staff.
over to Boston.
Boston. It's like you follow the pack. So I get like maybe that if they fired the percussion caption head, and then all the staff went with them. But from an outside point of view, and like save the ex performers, I've had so many like Crown Perk people on my Facebook posting about it when it happened. Like, whoa, because they had a successful season. Like I think
did.
Crown had a good season.
I think Crown had a great season. Yeah, obviously, it's not what some people would have thought it should be.
Again, I'm saying it's third place because 2 silver medalists, they get third. Like it's.
I'm gonna say it's third place just because I don't like. I didn't think Blue Coats was over them, but whatever. We'll just that's a whole other thing.
I agree,
but but still, that's my thing about this whole thing is, and thinking about it in terms of ethics. And being a credible and a trusted organization, you need to be outright. You need to be upfront with everything. You can't be doing keeping these secrets under wraps. You have to come out with this stuff. You have to make this stuff public. You cannot hide these things from the public. You need to let these people know up front. Like, people need to know the actual reason instead of beating around the bush why SCVC is on hiatus. If it's
why
money,
the Crown staff got cut, because to the
If
public
it's-
eye, it's just like,
well, and then there's a whole other thing. Cadets just fired their Tom Ungst, which that name is famous in DCI, which he's their percussion guy, like the designer and writer for the perk book. And, he taught and he still does, or he still did with the core. He was on design staff and everything. And they just cut Neil Larrabee, our front ensemble caption head or coordinator, whatever you want to call it. Same thing, same difference.
mm-hmm.
But they were not clear they just said, yeah, we fired him. They have not said why. Well, and that is really, unless there's something legal that you physically cannot say, like if there's like a title, is it Title IX that's sexual harassment, I think.
That's where, again, like in the coming years of drum corps, and this is what makes me afraid.
Yeah, Title IX is the sex-based discrimination. So yeah, like if there was something like that,
and like legally you can't say, like that's different.
Right. If you're legally tied down, but I don't think that's what's going on here. I think that there is something going on here that the Vanguard Performing Arts Organization has not said. And I think that is wrong. I think it is unethical. And this really just turns me away from this organization.
About that this is how my response to that is, and this has happened in the coming years where we've had like, I don't mean that like bringing up sexual harassment stuff and hazing and all these things in these
Yeah.
organizations, and it's affecting how core members are treated in the core, and it's slowly starting to come up more. Spirit had to take a whole season off. Like I've
Well,
heard
it
stuff in
affects their
certain
audition pool.
cores.
It
It
affects their audition pool.
it affects money and everything.
Yeah.
It affects everything.
I mean, that's
And
why that's, that's what I would honestly at the end of the day like to do with my business management degree because, hey, maybe I could work for a drum corps and, make sure that everything is running ethically and everything is compliant with guidelines and everything. Like, I feel like it's very important that we need to be upfront with everything, especially in a business, which, this is a business. These performing arts
it's
organization is a business.
well, yeah,
And this
because
is,
these stadiums that we perform at during the summer, they get a lot of the money from that drum
yeah,
corps competition.
yeah,
They get a lot of the money for
rightfully
that
so.
summer. And and again, this like leading off of the point I just said with like all this stuff, cores are trying. I feel like some cores, I'm not saying all cores, some, and I'm not naming anybody because I'm not going to be the one to say anything. That's
No,
not my place.
no,
But what I will say is I've heard things about other cores from other
I have as well.
people, and and it's not public, but and it's the same thing that happens with like almost every core has something, and the core like tries to keep it within the core. They some cores handle it
I
professionally,
mean, if you handle
figure
it
it out,
professionally, if you
but
handle it
then some
internally and
ignore
professionally,
it.
that's fine. But if you ignore it, like you said, like you're just saying, if you
Some
ignore it,
sweep it
that's where
under
it
the
gets,
table. They
and that's what you
sweep it away,
cannot do. That is
and
what you cannot do.
but then and that's where I think some of these big changes we're seeing could be maybe even linked back to something like that, because that's what a lot
I
of
just,
conspiracies are saying now. It's like, whoa, why was Crown fired? Is it related to like something that happened with Spirit? Like, not obviously correlated, but like, is it similar? And that's where now everyone's starting to like throw out
I need
conspiracies.
clairvoyance and I need transparency with this, and especially with what's been going on in the past couple weeks. If you decide not to retain your staff, fine, okay, that's cool.
That's your choice. But
But
after a good season,
and
that's where you
I
throw up
mean,
in the air like, what, why?
what if you think about it? Think of the NFL. Like okay, so Jimmy Garoppolo just the 49ers had a very successful season. Yet the 49ers decided to treat Jimmy Garoppolo, and I will say Garoppolo, he is still the GOAT. I don't care. I love him. But they just decided to throw him under the bus and say, all right, we're giving the keys to Trey Lance. I don't care if you've got us to an NFC championship. I don't care if you've got us to a couple plays away from winning a Super Bowl. Yeah, but but that I think, but that organization is doing Jimmy G wrong. And now he's starting again because Trey Lance is out with a broken ankle for the season. And honestly, I'm here for it. Side tangent, I
Huh.
know, but
Now this
I'm
is his season to prove himself.
exactly. I love
So now
Garoppolo.
next
We
season
love
they can have him
Garoppolo.
starting, but that's a
We
football
here at Raise
topic.
Inspiring Productions. We love Garoppolo. We stand Garoppolo. Um,
That's his side.
hey! Jimmy Garoppolo is fantastic. But either way,
Listen, as long as Baker Mayfield's not my quarterback, I'm fine.
bro, he's a bum. Either way, um, but still, I really don't like when groups aren't being transparent because
And again, I think it is like there are now like a lot of cores are probably being professional about it now with all these things happening.
if they handle
So it's
internally,
not
it's fine. But
yeah, if it's internally handled and it's not a big deal, it's figured out, and you make a public post of like a staff change, they don't have to say it. But like if it was like pretty severe, you probably don't want like someone getting like hired somewhere else, or like you don't want people to assume the worst either.
no, it's like
Like
Ike Jackson and George Hopkins. I don't agree with Ike Jack. From what I've heard about Ike Jackson, that is an awful experience, and I am so sorry for all the performers that had to deal with that. And I hope to God he never gets a job performing arts again. And GH, I don't. Yeah, I thank him for what he did for the cadets as an organization, but I don't think I don't think he's the right person to lead them because I don't condone what happened at all. Um, you know, and it's just, and I'm glad that we started anew. And I'm very questioning. I'm very hesitant to say because I want to know exactly what happened, exactly why SCVC is on hiatus. If it's money, okay, fine. If it's money, say that. Say due to if we're struggling monetarily,
Fundraise.
well but if you're gonna cut SCVC, fine, okay, cut SCVC, but be transparent with why. Say exactly why you're doing it because if you say, if it's like, yeah, monetarily, we don't think that it's in our best interest to continue this. Okay, fine. You were upfront about it.
But
You
what's
came
next
public with
though?
it.
Is SCV gonna go on hiatus?
Oh God, I hope not. I'm gonna be honest. As much as
Are
I
they gonna take an
dislike,
off season? And that's
as
where I'm
much as
thinking
as
that
much as
in
I
this
dislike SCV's show design and their design and whatnot,
and this is my fear
I don't want them
with
seeing. I don't want them out.
prices going up everywhere and all of like the stuff that was like happening in organizations and hopefully are now being fixed in every organization and the music profession and the music world slowly kind of dissipating. It makes me fear that drum corps will not be around as long as I hope it is.
Right.
I hope it's around till the day I die.
Same.
Like, but it makes
You
me
know,
fear my gut just kind of fears that if organizations don't, figure money out
and if
or
organizations don't,
take care of their
handle
members,
that
like
as well as as long as if they don't manage their money correctly, if they don't manage their funds, if they don't manage their members correctly, they're going to be dropped like a rock. And speaking on the when you said till the day you die, I don't know if you've heard, but cadets actually just went through a loss recently this past week.
I did
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah, that we lost one of our own. We lost one of our golden members from 21, and he was a trumpet player in 19. Nick, he passed away unfortunately. Definitely a model cadet and anything I could ask for. We never really got along too much, but I still have and always will have a lot of respect for
Mhm.
him and what he did, what he gave to that organization because he stayed throughout COVID. He stayed after the, pardon my French, the shit show that was 2019. For cadets, he stayed and he left the organization better than he found it.
Mhm.
And obviously all the golden mellophones in 21 are all pretty shaken up about it, but given as he was a very big part of our section and he definitely will be missed. So
Life is short.
life is short.
It
Fun
could
stuff.
happen to
Great.
anybody, which sucks.
Great.
But
Yeah.
moving on from the sad topic, I don't want to.
Yes.
I don't want to
Yeah.
dwell on it, but
Nope.
it's a tragic loss.
It
Just
really
like when
is.
like any organization loses somebody, it's very tragic. But he did leave cadets in a better place. I never knew him. I don't know if I ever met him in person.
He
But
actually taught at he went to UCF and he teched at Windermere. Yeah.
okay, I don't want to. I don't want to dwell. I don't want to get emotional. I hate talking about passings, but let's move on to BOA. We've talked enough drum corps today.
Have we really though?
Yeah, drum corps season ended, but we have to talk about the drum corps updates.
Yes.
So
Those are
let's talk about
massive. Those could be changing
Toledo,
the scape of things.
Northwest Ohio Regional.
Okay. All right.
Finals recap.
So this kind of shocked me. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Janison High School.
I was absolutely shocked.
Well, who'd you think was gonna win?
Homestead.
Homestead.
Well, I mean, if you look at, what they've been Grand National finalists and they were Grand National finalists in 16, 18, and 19. And, they've always been, from my time in the activity, they've always been up there. but
Mhm.
they went through a director change, and last year's show wasn't up to what I remember of Homestead before the pandemic, and they're a little bit smaller this year and last year, but we'll see how this oh, excuse me.
Mhm.
We'll see how the rest of the season unfolds. Oh my God, is that Steve Bentley? Steve Bentley was judging Music GE.
Steve Bentley. Heck
Sorry, I
yeah.
just noticed that.
Of course, Steve Bentley. Steve Bentley's awesome.
I know
By
he's
the
all
way,
about
Steve
some
Bentley,
stuff.
if you don't know, he's the trumpet guy at Boston. He's awesome. Like when Evan Barry, our mellophone guy's out, he just kind of takes the high brass and adopts the mellophones with us.
Well, I
Like
mean, teaching trumpet
we're
and
all
mellophone
adopted.
is pretty easy. It's
It's pretty
it's the
similar.
same thing. It's basically the
Um,
same thing.
uh, I wish they just put
Congratulations to
them in
Hamilton
order.
Southeastern. They've been putting their program. They've been trying to improve their program the past couple of years, and good on them for making finals at a BOA show for the first time in a
Heck
while,
yeah.
from what I remember. Lake Central as well. They pulled in the finals. Good for them. Congratulations to Homestead, Goshen, and
Hmm.
is that all the Indiana groups? Yeah, it is.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Sorry.
Indiana groups.
God.
Beaver Creek. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, I think they had a great show. I actually
Really?
I took a watch at their show. So
Did
it,
you
it was
watch this show? Like, did you watch the competition?
well, not all of it. I just saw Beaver Creeks.
Oh, did you
But
not
from
see
what
Homestead or
no, I saw Homestead. I
how
only
were
saw like a
they?
select few.
Okay,
Huh?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet. How were they?
Homestead was like good. I just think because I did see Jennison. Um
Do you think
I
Jennison
just
deserved it?
I do think I need to see Rockford still just to see like if I think Jennison should have taken over Rockford. But I think overall like the scoring of the like groups I saw is pretty
Okay,
spot on.
cool.
I trust Steve Bentley. But I mean, awesome Toledo show, of course, at the Glass Bowl in the University of Toledo. I think my stepmom works at the University of Toledo. I don't want to be wrong, but I think she does. Iowa.
Now this is a absolute. We had a lot of upsets this weekend. Lincoln High School from South Dakota taking their first what's the word? BOA regional
What?
championship in program history over Lincoln Way. Congratulations to them. But
Okay,
man,
I didn't even follow Iowa this weekend. Why
no,
is
I
there
didn't either.
14 bands?
Oh,
Why is there 14 bands in finals?
um,
Okay, hold up.
maybe they only had 14, so they just said everyone gets in.
They had 15.
Oh no.
They cut
No, what
one band
happened?
out.
No,
That's
no, no, no,
wrong.
no, 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 no. What happened? Where's the prelim scores? There's got to be a tie somewhere.
This is prelims recap.
Right, but there's got to be a tie somewhere in 12, 13, and 14.
1, 2,
Right, but what's
3,
the final
4.
scores of these groups?
Right here.
There's no shot. No, why did they? I'm gonna look something up real quick. I'm gonna do a little bit of research real quick. Get old horn rank forums. Tell me why. Tell me why Tell
I
me
mean,
why this.
again, like it just, huh? Let me see.
Because
70.
that's great. Question
I
mark.
don't.
Good for them, I
I,
guess.
yeah, I don't
Lol.
see any tied. So
What the heck?
they cut one band out. That's
That's
so messed
scummy.
up.
That's
That's
scummy.
so messed up.
Oh, okay. So due to low enrollment, all participating bands were invited to perform in finals.
Okay, so the 15th band just said eh.
Well, who was the 15th? Who is in finals?
Well, here's finals. Let me go open that. Wait, that's Toledo. So 15th here is Omaha, but Omaha went to finals.
Right, but Who didn't go
14.
to finals?
Is that
Read
Blaine?
off the prelim. Read off the bands and prelims.
Okay, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, Dowling Catholic, Millard
Okay.
South or Blue Valley,
Wait, hold
Bellevue
on. Okay, yeah.
East,
Yep.
Grand Rapids,
Mm-hmm.
Davenport,
Yeah.
Rock Island, Blaine,
Blaine
Lincoln
didn't
Way.
perform. Blaine did not perform in finals.
Okay.
I want to see why this is the
They
way
probably
it
just want to go
was.
home. Probably like, whatever.
I mean, they are from Minnesota, so that is a little bit of a hike, I will say.
Congratulations to Lincoln High School, though. Taking
Yeah,
first.
beating Lincoln Way, one of the best programs in the
79.
country. Popping up.
79.7.
I don't know how I feel about that score.
Oh, boohoo. Well, then second's a 78.45. So they're like a whole point, 1.25 above them?
Mm-hmm.
Quick math. And then
Quick math, every
374.
day man on the block. Yeah.
Woo. It jumps there. Holy cow. But Iowa, great weekend. Lots of finalist bands for some reason. But
Weird flex.
Vandegrift, congratulations, Vandegrift, with the Texas inflated 83.725.
That's a bunch of.
Love
That's
you, Texas.
egregious. That's egregious.
Listen,
That's
the
not
Texas
right.
Crock-Pot, man. The Texas Crock-Pot.
Bro, Chip Krotz
Like,
was
it's hot
judging
over.
music performance individual. Poggers.
Richard Saucedo.
Yeah, we love Saucedo. I love Saucedo.
Second. Oh, okay. 0.6.
Yeah, Cedar Ridge. Good for them. Honestly,
Yeah,
I was
good
not
for
expecting
them.
that. I was not expecting them to be second.
Who's third? Cedar Park and then Vista
Yeah.
Ridge. Oh, honestly, like this is, I mean, it's pretty similar to how I would probably rank it. I didn't watch any of the shows, but like just kind of off of knowing the bands, it's some surprises. Like I think every show has surprises this year.
I've heard things about Vandegrift show this year, and they're not from me. These comments are not from me. These are from other people. I've heard that some people are a little bit disappointed with what Vandegrift put out in terms of show design. Like some people, and this is from alumni.
It's not everyone's. It's not always everyone's year, though. You gotta remember that.
Right. But I'm saying this is from alumni, like from a Vandegrift alumni, that they don't know how they feel. They don't really like the design this year. They don't think that the past 2 years have been in the right direction. So I don't know.
Them.
Not my tea to share, but you know what? I did.
Leander 12.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very shocked at that.
That's shocking.
Like 3 years ago they were 5th place in the country.
I know. Like, that's unsettling for me. But
very, very, very
Texas
very
Crock-Pot, Shenandoah.
Texas does the Texas thing. Yeehaw.
Matt Harloff.
Cool. So he wasn't at the Avon Invitational this weekend. I'm honestly.
The Woodlands High School.
Yeah, good for them.
We got second here. Sci-Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 83 for first. And then second's an 80. 80.1. That's a 2.9 gap. That's a big gap between first and second, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then third, what's the lowest score? 71. At least they're all up in the 70s.
Yeah.
What did I get GE? The Woodlands? 50. 50.2. Dang.
I don't know about that.
We love Texas. Love Texas.
We do love Texas. Yeehaw.
Any big surprises you can
no
call out here? I mean, all Texas bands at least in finals.
No.
So
there's no surprises.
Okay, so sticking on the BOA, what do we have this next weekend? Louisville,
Loserville.
Flagstaff, and Katy. Another Texas show. So we got 3 shows this weekend, not 4. Bummer.
Cry
But then we
about it.
got Newark next weekend, Dallas, Midland. So power band.
Yeah.
So then we have the first super regional, right? Yeah.
In
The
2
first super
weeks. Yeah.
regional.
Wow. Wow. In
Wow,
2 weeks.
there.
Oh, good
This
lord.
one should be cut.
Nope.
Man, I really wish this is just a rant. I really wish Mercedes-Benz and BOA could have made it work. I hate the stadium. It sucks to play in Mercedes-Benz because I did it my freshman year. But having that super regional down in Atlanta for like Wando and Tarpon and all of those
Yeah, like Park
Southern
Fiesta and
guys, yeah, to
Thomas
go
Bennett.
to, like, it was just nice to have the Southern groups have like a nice easy show to go to
Yeah.
for a super regional instead of going to Orlando.
Right.
So now Wando has to come all the way down to Orlando.
They're going to Orlando this year. I
They
love
did,
Camping World. Camping World was so much fun. I love Camping World. We love the
Shut
Citrus
up.
Bowl. I love the Citrus Bowl. The Citrus Bowl was
It
fun.
sucks.
It was okay. It
It's
wasn't like
hot.
wow. I don't know. Maybe because you're in Florida. Holy cow.
Well, we're not used. We always performed at night, bro. And
Well, okay.
Shut up. Here's the screenshot
Avon
you sent me.
Invitational. Yeah, this is the Avon Invitational for the Open Class A.
The
So
pride of Westerfield.
Oh my God.
I'm so used to saying Westerville because I'm out here. No,
yeah.
Westfield, 3rd place. Whoop whoop.
And honestly, I'm not upset
70.
whatsoever. They cracked a 70, and look who they're beating. Ben Davis, Plainfield,
Decatur
Central, Franklin Central. Franklin Central was a finalist in state last year. No, that was Floyd. That was Floyd Central. Ben Davis is a former national champion, a really good program. Plainfield made finals a couple years ago in state. Center Grove is Center Grove, and Fishers is probably going to make finals in Nets this year. So
I think that would have been awesome if they took a caption.
Oh yeah, that would have been crazy. I want to see. I'm trying to get.
I want to see the
access.
recap.
I want to try. I'm going to try to get the recap. But I'm very proud of them because if you're 2 points, if you're only 2 points off of Center Grove,
Yeah, 2.1. Like that's good.
You're doing something right. I also want to point out that Fishers took color guard over Center Grove, so that's interesting. Given that Center Grove is always like really solid color guard. Like regardless of how their horn line and
I assume it's like close.
I would assume so because if
I assume the larger part of this point gap is probably general effect.
That music, yeah.
It usually is like music and GE that will be the bigger part of the gap.
Yeah. But you know what? And this bodes well. This bodes very well for them heading into Louisville or Loserville this weekend. Sorry, God, just instinctual.
I'm gonna cut you.
This bodes very well for them heading into the weekend. I have very high hopes, and I'm gonna be honest. I think they're in finals. I think they're in finals at this show. It's gonna be a very competitive show. We're gonna see how it works, and I'm just looking forward to seeing them play. It's been about a month and a half since I've been down.
Mm-hmm.
Since I've seen them play in person, and I'm looking forward to seeing the improvements that they've made because I've been following them with a video.
The last time you saw them was the first time I saw them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the kids have been working hard. They're gonna have the closer. They have the full closer on. They're putting the tag on this week for BOA Louisville.
Stop,
dude. It's instinctual.
Well, I mean, I get
down.
OMEA competition wise, I'm off this weekend.
So, yeah, I know.
We got second place this weekend. Very close. Very close. It was
within
a point. Dublin Jerome.
I see.
They're big and we're smaller than them. It's like tarpon with caramel. That's like
Hmm.
the score gap's close. Like it's within that point range. It's like the nice big dog underdog story.
Yeah.
But this week we're cramming the next 2 weeks we're cramming the closer on the field, cramming a lot more choreography I gotta teach, like defining the visual technique, getting these like good comments, like getting the good stuff, calling them out. Like it's nice 2 weeks to grind. Like it's kind of like with football, how you get that bye week. That's great. 2 weeks to like chill back, work, clean. So it's like the same thing. It's like in drum corps when you get that extra rehearsal day, it's like it feels nice to just kind of dig in and clean.
Yeah.
And it helps. Like that's when you have Boston out for 4 days and then they come and jump 5 points. It's like a lot of cleaning helps. So it's like a 2 weeks of that for us is gonna make us very beneficial. And so this weekend we're off. Next weekend we do 2 competitions in one day, double header.
Huh?
Yeah, we do a double header. We do a
Why?
morning because we want to compete. We want to get scores.
I mean,
Because
yeah, but
the week after that is the Buckeye Invitational in the shoe.
oh, okay.
So we want to
Understandable.
we want to get 2 more like comp performances. So in the morning we compete, and then the evening we compete. But having the weekends off now, I don't have to worry about having no sleep.
Wow.
I know.
Sleep? Bro, who
I
needs
get
that?
Saturdays and Sundays off now instead of Tuesday, Wednesdays,
Gavin, you don't need sleep.
which is
You don't need
also why we're
sleep.
posting the podcast at 7 p.m. now on Wednesdays.
You
So
don't need sleep. What do you mean, dog?
I don't need sleep.
No, sleep is
Yeah,
for the
you're
weak.
right. You're right. I should just never sleep.
Oh yeah.
I'll give up on sleeping from now on
Don't
just because
sleep.
you said it.
Don't sleep.
Man, I have to drive out to London tomorrow. Shush.
Cry.
I know. I'm going to the United Kingdom tomorrow.
Oh, I mate. You going across the pond? You
No,
hopping across the
but
pond?
I will say our show for Looking Heights, since like we can talk about it since it's been out, like we've posted it everywhere.
Yeehaw.
It's called the River Songs,
Yeehaw.
and I'm not going to talk much about the rep, but it's basically themed around the river and southern. Like it's very fun with the music we have. Like it's very the kids like it, and I think that's the best thing about it is that they like the show, they like the choreo they got, they like the music. Like the closer is like it has like shine in it, and there's like a lot of recapitulations in it. So and it's cool. It has like staggered step offs and stuff. The drill's not. The drill's personally to me a bit messy. Um,
Well, wow, it's almost like that's your job.
that's not my job.
The drill?
The drill being written messy?
Oh, I thought they're performing it messy. I was so that's your job to
No.
clean it. Get it.
It
Get it
looks
done.
messy because it's written. Well, literally, they end in a giant block and then there's just one number. Like, okay, you're cut. Sorry. Go sit on a prop. Can't have you just
Oh,
out of
really?
line.
Do they
Like,
really? Man, that's
no, we haven't
stupid.
done that. I told
What
her
are you
though,
gonna do?
I told her I'm like, I may just have you do some dance thing because I don't want you standing there and being the only person in a giant line by yourself. Like,
That's
doesn't
weird.
fit well with me.
That's
But
weird.
I have this computer to also write the drill, obviously, for
Oh,
like
well, look at
our
you
show.
go.
So hopefully, all right,
Any
drill some.
Hades updates?
I do have Hades updates.
Oh, you do have Hades updates?
I do. Hold on.
Let's
I
go.
don't wanna. I don't wanna spoil too much. Hold on.
Oh, sharing is caring.
Hold on, Mitchell. You be patient.
You little kitten.
Why would you say that?
Oh, buddy,
I'm trying to see if I can. Hold on. No, I was gonna try and show a clip off, but never mind. Maybe that will be a next week thing.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of clips for next week. I will be able to get more stuff because I'm gonna be at Louisville.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Loserville.
Loserville.
So he's
Yes,
begging
sir.
me to come down.
Bro, I'm telling you, come do the
But
band thing with me again.
It's my fiance and I's 1 year of engagement. I can't just.
You know what they say, bros before.
Shush. Next time
I'm
she
joking.
sees you, she's gonna beat you up.
I'm joking. I swear.
Just saying. Okay.
Probably.
Well, honestly, I think that's probably gonna be a wrap for this week. Go to the website, grab your t-shirts. Very comfortable. Mitchell's, I guess, got lost in the mail, so we're gonna have to figure that out at some point.
Yeah, we're gonna figure that one out.
That sucks for you.
I know. I'm crying.
I'm wearing jeans tomorrow to my rehearsal because it is cold.
Oh God.
When I'm in the top of the box getting blasted by like the god of wind, like I was like, whoa, I was in my turtleneck and I was like shaking. I can't even hold my drill because it's like blowing out of my hand. So I got my gawk block, put it on it to hold it down.
Gawk block. I love that. I love those words. Gawk block.
Like it's just. I've never experienced cold weather while marching.
Really?
This is the coldest it's been for me, like ever.
Huh.
Except for like in the Cincinnati Bubble Dome. But like in Tarpon, it's like always 80 degrees. Like the lowest it will get is like 70. Mm-hmm. And it felt like 42 up in the box. Like it was cold. And next week we have like a low of like 40. So
oh man. Fall
really hit. But besides for that, thank you all for joining us this week. And we'll catch y'all next week with a lot more BOA. We'll dive into some more clips next week. We're going to get some good ones. So I can actually watch it at home from my comfort of my own bed. But besides for that, thanks for tuning in and we'll catch y'all next week. Peace out.